Hey, what's going on, guys? Coming at you with an updated deck profile post Shining Victories for this April 2016 ban list, and today I'll be showing you guys my Monarchs. So starting off with the Squires, we have the 2 Idea and the 2 Eidos. For the Monarchs, we have the triple Aether, triple Erebus, double Kuraz, and then finally the 1 Mega Phestalos. Then around the monsters, we have the 2 red layer and the 1 blue layer for a Super Quantum Engine. So from the previous deck profile I showed you guys, I decided to cut the Mythra because the red layer basically served the same purpose. So you can spell summon it when you control no monsters. It of course is also a level 5 that you can use as a tribute summon if you need to. It can help you get off your search with return as well. Then if it's in the graveyard and you have blue layer in the graveyard, you can activate its effect to spell summon a blue layer back from the graveyard, which can just give you more fodder for your tribute summons. Of course, blue layer is here because it's an E-Tele target to give you tribute fodder. It also searches red layer when it's normal or special summon, and then if it is in the graveyard, you can shuffle it back in to make your E-Tele live. And then the other thing I kind of changed with the monster lineup is I did cut the Mega Caius, simply because it won't be as good going into this format with Cosmos being better with the support they have. Of course, Mega Caius unfortunately does target. It's good against the PK Fire and Burning Abyss matchup, but I kind of feel like Erebus does just about as good a job and also dumps those Monarch spawn traps you need in graveyards, so that's why I decided to cut the Mega Caius from the main and side altogether. So that is it for the monsters. For spells, we have the triple Domain, triple Pantheism, triple Tenacity, triple Stormforth, triple Return, double E-Tele. Then for one-ofs, we have the 1 Foolish and the 1 Upstart Goblin. So the big changes here with the spell lineup, I decided to add in a third Return. It's a lot better in my opinion if you play the red layers in the build. It's just really important to be able to see this card in your opening hand. You don't want to search it off with Tenacity unless you have to. But just make sure to keep that steady fuel of tribute summon monsters in your hand, to where you can keep consistently making plays turn after turn. As I said, it just combines so well with red layer, because if red layer is your only tribute summon monster, you're not completely stuck, because you can just tribute summon the red layer, search whatever you need off of return, and be set to go for future turns. Then it does also help you dodge Solemn Strike when you make return Chain Link 2, makes it miss timing. The 2 E-Tele, of course, is here for the blue layer. I probably wouldn't play the blue layer with the E-Teles if E-Tele was at 1, but I feel like it's still good enough at 2. The 1 Upstart's there for extra consistency, and then with Foolish, you can send, Idea, Eidos, Erebus. You can even send red layer if you have a blue layer in graveyard. There's just a lot of plays you have with Foolish that can extend your plays further, gain your advantage, just so on and so forth. So that's it for spells. For traps, we have the triple Prime and the 2 Escalation. I decided to bump Prime up to 3, just because it's a card you want to see as early as possible. The on-field effect to be able to shuffle 2 into the deck, from graveyard into the deck, 2 Monarch spawn traps and draw a card's pretty good, to be able to recycle your resources. Also, just making sure you have that consistent tribute fodder. Having those dump targets off of Aether and Eidos Aether and Erebus is really important. Then I'm trying out the 2 Escalation. I really like this in this particular build that plays 3 Return and 2 red layer, just because it means that you can kind of change up what you would normally search off a Return. Because in my previous builds, I would almost always search Aether first off of Return, because I wanted something to be able to summon on the opponent's turn. But with Escalation, you can search things like Erebus to be able to shuffle something off the board on your opponent's turn. You can search Phestalos to be able to take a card out of their hand on the opponent's turn. It also just gives you a second or even a third summon if you are able to pull off Eidos that turn. So Escalation overall is just a really good card combined with Return. You can of course get the Return search on the opponent's turn if you use Escalation to summon on your opponent's turn. So overall, I just think it synergizes really well. So that is it for the main deck. Total of 40 cards. It's 16 monsters, 19 spells, and 5 traps. Now on to the side deck. So starting off, we have the 1 Majesty's Fiend. You could play 2 if you want, just to be able to see it more or have a backup one, but you really only need 1 since it is searchable off of return. Then we have for hand traps the 2 Effect Veiler and the 2 Max C. Like Max C obviously is good against PK Fire, Burning Abyss, but not so good in the mirror. Not as great against Cosmo. That's why I don't really want to main it. Same with Effect Veiler, it's really only good against rogue matchups right now. Can be kind of good against Monarchs, good against Pendulums, but that's about it. Then for some back row removal, we have the triple Twin Twisters and the 2 MSTs. You just really need to make sure that you get a Mask of Restrict off the board as soon as possible. Get Anti-Spell off the board, things like that can just completely shut you down. So that's why I do go a little overboard with the back row removal. Then we have the 1 Dark Hole and the 1 Raigeki if we're going second, and we just need to get rid of an annoying monster off the board. Then to round out the side deck, we have the triple Scolding. Since I wanted to go with a bit more consistent build for the main deck, I decided to cut the Scoldings from the main. But I still really like the Scoldings in the side if we're going first, just because you can set up your normal play, set a Scolding, and just be able to stop your opponent's plays if they have like a Twin Twister or Raigeki, something that can just get over your board. You have Scolding to stop it. It's especially good if you're going against like PK Fire or Cosmos, and you're able to set up Majesty Spleen on them. Being able to protect it with Solemn Scolding is just too good. So that is it for this updated deck profile for Monarchs for post-Shining Victories, the April 2016 ban list. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and also feel free to follow me on Twitch for some live gaming videos. And I will catch you guys next time.